Okay, and at this time, we're also going to have Marcus Coleman. He is a representative of Reverend Al Sharpton's National Action Network.
Good evening. First of all, let me send greetings on behalf of my founder and president, Reverend Al Sharpton. Let me just take a quick little minute because I've been posted up here with chapter members, been keeping the crowd engaged. I take a little different tone, right? I've got a 18-year-old son and a 7-year-old son. So I can say that KJ is my son. This happens to us across the nation. So just let me tell you what I'm looking at a sea of young brothers and sisters. You should give yourselves a hand for coming out and supporting and showing up. What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! This news is reaching across the country. Valdosta, the nation has its eyes on you. I'm going to say that one more time. Valdosta, the nation has its eyes on you. I'm sick of coming to stuff like this right here. If you're sick of it, let me hear you say, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. See, I don't get caught up in the hype. I don't get caught up in the cameras. But we need them right now. We need the cameras with their lens pointed on the city of Valdosta. Before I spoke, I had to meet these parents. I've talked to them once over the phone, talked to actually the father once over the phone. But like I told you, I don't get caught up in the hype. I get angry about what they doing to our people. Let me start off by saying this, and it's probably going to be unexpected. Before I speak on this awful case, young brothers and sisters, if you don't stop doing to each other what you're doing, we could have more numbers out here. Now this is about the justice system here in this city. Don't get that twisted. But if you don't stop doing what we doing to each other, then people with this twisted mentality wouldn't think that they could do us like that. See, I didn't come here for no feel-good moment. I just happen to work for Reverend Sharpton. I'm not a pastor. I'm not a preacher. I'm not an elected official. I'm a gumbo of all that. With a little twist of Pac and all that from back in the day. Oh, don't trip because I said that. Die-hard activism and mobilization is what's needed now, brothers and sisters. Let me not get off track. What is up with the sheriff in this city? Oh, we're looking at his job on the line. Don't take me the wrong way, brothers and sisters. Everybody got to lay their head somewhere. Right? I just happened to come by way of Atlanta. You guys are right here in Valdosta. But you don't mind if I talk about Valdosta for a minute, do you? This old backwoods, good old boy system got to stop. Hey, as we sit in front, this is a new building, right? This is the Justice Center. The days of hurting, killing, covering up of my people is over. Man, this ain't 1950. It ain't 1950, is it? What is wrong with this city for thinking they can tell this family that this was an accident before the autopsy was even performed? What the hell is wrong with this city for that? Let me let the mother and father know something. I'm going to pass the mic in just a minute. I done drove a little way from Atlanta, but I'm going to talk just for a little bit. I told you I got a 7-year-old. My 18-year-old is a freshman at Tennessee State. But the coach the PE teacher of my 7-year-old school, we tried our best to reenact this bogus story that they said about this boy. You can't do it. Let it be known right now that by way of Reverend Al Sharpton, the National Action Network is calling for a thorough investigation with the G.B.R. What do we want? What do we want? What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? Pause real quick. The brother that I just met with the ponytail, he had a lot of energy. I need y'all to get that energy for right now like y'all did with him. What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? A thorough investigation with the G.B.R. And let this be known too, because a letter is being sent on behalf of this organization. We want to meet with this sorry excuse for a sheriff here in this state, along with the head of the G.B.R. We want him to look us in the eye with this family and tell us that bogus excuse that he gave for the reason that this boy is no longer living. Let me speak about this, and I know we got other speakers. But Mr. Johnson, I want to talk about what you said in the paper, or was in the paper, about this image. Resembles Emmett Till to me. Am I correct that the local paper said that some of the residents here in Valdosta are upset because of these images? Well, what the hell do they think the family feels? What the hell do you think the family feels about seeing their son like this? What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? Before I close, this is just the start. I understand this family has been protesting every day except Sunday. I'm going to throw something in. I told you I wasn't a preacher. Maybe we need to do Sundays too. Or maybe the local pastors in this city need to make sure they're talking about this on Sunday. It's time for the clergy to open their church doors up for activism. Raise your hands if you knew KJ. Raise your hands if you are KJ. When do we want it? There's a Swahili term, and I'm going to leave you with this. What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? There's a Swahili term, and it goes like this. Yo-hoo-roo. Yo-hoo-roo means freedom now. Yo-hoo-roo. Repeat after me. Yo-hoo-roo. Yo-hoo-roo. Swahili for freedom now. The days of these small backwood towns, and I don't mean that disrespectfully. I don't mean that disrespectfully. Because they do the same thing in Georgia. You think this is the first time I've been talking about a young person being gunned down or being beat up or being covered up when it comes to their death? But here in these back towns, they think they can do stuff in the dark and cover it up. But again, them days is what? Them days is what? Be ready to organize. Be ready to mobilize. When we do this demonstration, when we finish up here today, don't think just because a couple of us gathered on these steps, they're going to do what we want them to do. But I tell you what, when we put them national cameras and put this place under the spotlight and start putting people's jobs on the line, start making people uncomfortable where they sleep. A message to those knows it's over. I don't care if the color of this president drives you to act crazy in your town. I don't care if the color of certain people that you see on a day-to-day basis drive you crazy in this town. We will flood this place next time. Do you understand? I close with this. I don't close about 3-4 times. It's just something about the way, it's just something about the way that they think they can do this to us. They think, I mean, it just makes my back itch. Y'all ever had that? Like, it's a spot that bothers you. Do you think we that dumb? Do you think you are that superior? Hell no! Tell Reverend Sharp the hell's in the Bible, so I ain't gonna get in trouble for the cussing on the mic. Please, before we go, we need to get the other speakers, we need to get the information to the G.B.R, right? And we need to get the information to this sorry, poor excuse of a man. Screw his position of a man. We need to flood calls in those 2 offices as we move forward. They expect us to lose the fight. They see us hooping and hollering 1, 2, 3, 4 times. They expect it to die down. Don't die down. Do not let KJ and his family down. Continue the fight. Continue to mobilize. I leave you with this last message. Power to the people. Power to the people. Power to the people. Hold your fist up. This ain't no cliche. That means each and every one of you mobilize and organize and let them know that numbers move this. Numbers move the masses. Do you understand? Boy, I almost don't even want to go, but I got to pass the mic. Again, listen up. National Action Network, again, will be pushing for this thorough investigation by the G.B.R. Do not let this family down. Do not let those who are really about the struggle, who live day to day, fighting for your families, fighting for your people. Don't let them down. And black folks, young black folks, stop killing each other. Keep the numbers up. Yo, woo-woo! Yo, woo-woo! Power to the people. Thank you all.